From the world's largest rodent to what might possibly be the rarest bird that you can legally own. Here are 10 of the cutest exotic animals you can own as pets. Number 10. The capybara. Native to the waters of the South and Central America, capybaras are the largest rodents that have ever existed on Earth. They can be as tall as a golden retriever and weigh up to 140 pounds. Their size may not qualify these guys as cute, but if you know how affectionate and loving these creatures are, these big rats will definitely melt your heart. They are also quite hard to take care of, which is something that you should keep in mind just in case you want one as a pet. Skincare for capybara is essential, as they have extremely dry skin and need to spend most of their time in the water. They are also very social animals and should be housed in pairs. If you still want a couple, you better be living in either Texas or Pennsylvania because they are illegal to keep everywhere else. Number 9. The dagu. Dagus kind of look like a cross between a guinea pig and a hamster, but of course they are not and are a totally different species of animal. They are extremely social and they need to be kept with at least one other dagu to be happy. Make it a harem, though, as 2 male dagus will often fight for dominance. A male with several females, however, are completely fine. They can live in the same type of cage as you would get for a ferret or rat, and use many of the same accessories and toys. And like other animals that will make an appearance on this video shortly, they love to take dust baths. Unlike most pets of their size and kind, dagus are actually diurnal, meaning they are active during the day and sleep at night. That's one of the benefits of owning a dagu. They are awake when you are giving more of your time to interact with them. And interact with them you should, because if you can handle one that's not used to human interaction, it will definitely bite. They are also illegal in certain states such as Alaska, California, Connecticut, Georgia, and Utah. If small mammals just aren't your thing, how about a cute amphibian? The axolotl is a salamander that has been rising in popularity among exotic pet owners recently. They come from Mexico and are oddly cute in a slimy, amphibious sort of way. They are also very available and you could easily find them in exotic fish stores. Axolotls are perfect as beginners' pets, as they're not very hard to take care of at all. Space is also not an issue, as they will thrive perfectly well in a 10-gallon tank, although bigger tanks are much better. They live in fresh water, and if you do decide to get one, make sure your tank has an especially good filter. These guys can get pretty messy at times, meaning they poop a lot. Axolotls can eat frozen, freeze-dried, and fresh bloodworms, shrimp, and even ground beef. Other than frequent water changes and cleaning their tank and providing them with the correct diet, they're a low-maintenance and interesting pet. Number 7. The hedgehog. Hedgies, as they are affectionately called, are cute little animals that are covered in quills on top and have fur on their underside. They roll up into a spiny ball when they feel threatened, but if you're gentle enough and persistent enough, you can teach them to be handled without them turning your hands into Swiss cheese. These cute little critters only reach about 8 inches long on average. Hedgehogs can make excellent pets for beginners because they're quiet and don't require a ton of attention to be happy. They also don't require a lot of grooming, which is a bit of a task in the first place because of their quills. But unfortunately, they're nocturnal, which means they might be more active at night than you're probably going to be during the day. They also don't do well living in groups, so if you want more than one, you'll definitely need multiple cages. They can also transmit diseases to humans, such as ringworm and salmonella, so you better start practicing washing your hands on a regular basis. And by the way, they are illegal to own in California, Georgia, Hawaii, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., and New York City. So if you live in any of these places and want one, well, tough luck. Number 6. The hyacinth macaw. The hyacinth macaw is an absolutely gorgeous parrot that can make an amazing pet in the right home. And when I say the right home, I mean a big one. These birds won't thrive in a small cage, but rather need a large enclosure. They also need daily engagement from their owners to keep them happy. They are very intelligent and can be loud if they are stressed or lonely. They also live up to 60 years, so you'll need to have a plan for them in case there's a chance they'll outlive you, which actually happens quite a lot. While they are definitely large, and not to mention quite intimidating birds, they are known for having very affectionate personalities. They are, however, not a good choice for a novice bird owner. But if you have bird experience and the time and room to keep one, you can give it a go and find out for yourself how amazing these hyacinth macaws can be. They are legal to own in most places, but as they're covered by the Endangered Species Act, their sale and transport is heavily regulated within the United States. Number 5. The leopard gecko. Geckos are a popular exotic lizard that comes in many colors and types. I actually had the pleasure of owning one, and that was until my cat figured out how to lift the lid off its enclosure and, well, let's just say Richard the Gecko is now in reptile heaven. And if you somehow get that reference, you're old like me. They are extremely popular to exotic pet enthusiasts because of their striking spotted pattern and their friendly disposition. Geckos can be a great pet for a small space as they do well in a smaller tank, such as a 10-gallon one, though at least 15 to 20 gallons is better. Geckos need their tanks to be a certain temperature, but don't require a UVB lamp like other reptiles. They are also easily fed and have readily available insects available at pet stores. They also appear to enjoy handling and interacting with people compared to other lizards. One caution about leopard geckos is the possibility they can transmit salmonella to you, and washing your hands after handling them is very important. Number 4. The ferret. Ferrets are another small pet that has been quickly gaining in popularity, and unlike most of the creatures in today's list, they are easier to find. However, they are illegal in California and Hawaii, as well as in some cities and counties where they are also illegal, so you better check your local laws to see if you're allowed to keep one. They aren't hard to take care of at all. In fact, you can buy commercially prepared ferret diets. However, they do need a larger sized cage that gives them ample room to roam and stretch out, and they also require time out of that cage to play and explore. They are also highly intelligent and definitely cuddly. When handling them, you need to be very careful because they do have a tendency to bite, and their bites are quite painful. If they look tired or overly excited, it's better to leave them alone for a while. They also don't need to be groomed that much, but some owners prefer to bathe them, owing them to their musky odor. And if you're planning to get one, make sure you get a pair. They don't like it being alone, so you better make sure that your space is large enough to accommodate at least 2 of these critters. Number 3. The bearded dragon. Bearded dragons are known for being docile and extremely friendly, hence making them one of the easiest lizards to keep as a pet. So easy, in fact, that they make perfect beginner lizards for children, especially when it comes to time to teach them a bit of responsibility. More importantly, they don't grow to massive sizes like other lizards, so they can easily live very comfortably in small spaces like apartments. Like with other lizards, there's a risk of contracting salmonella from a bearded dragon, so make sure you practice good hand washing habits, especially after handling one. And oh boy, do they like being handled. It's one of the few lizards who like interacting with their owners on a daily basis. Number 2. The ball python. Some pet owners may not consider snakes exotic, but to many everyday pet owners like you probably, keeping a reptile is definitely unusual, or even terrifying in some cases. But you need not worry. Ball pythons are one of the easiest snakes to take care of, and make a good choice for a beginner. That is, if you can get over watching this creature eat live mice and rats for lunch. They are generously docile and easy to handle, and the most difficult part about owning them tends to be getting them to eat. They can be very picky and refuse to eat from time to time. They also have strict requirements for their cage, such as heating and basking in proper humidity. ball pythons are easy to find and not very expensive, unless you convey one from one of the many morphs or colorations available, some of which can be thousands of dollars, like this extremely handsome gray one right here. With that said, if you're prepared to watch one eat and have always wanted a pet snake, then the ball python is definitely the right one for you. Number 1. The Quaker parakeet. Although parakeets are a very common pet bird, the Quaker parakeet, or monk parakeet, is definitely not. In fact, it's actually illegal to own a Quaker parakeet in most states. And while some will allow you to do so, you'll have to secure a special permit. These parrots are considered an invasive species and can be an excellent pet if you're able to get your hands on one. They get their name from a head-bobbing, body-shaking behavior that is natural and does not mean the bird is in distress. And because of the legalities surrounding their ownership, Quaker parakeets can be difficult to get, and, quite expectedly, very pricey. But if you're able to, you're going to be a proud owner of a smart, active, social bird. Quaker parakeets are intelligent, engaging birds that enjoy human company, and need another bird companion if you will not be able to provide them with constant companionship. They even learn to talk from an early age, and can be great parrots for clicker training all sorts of behaviors. Which one of these animals would you like to have as a pet? Let us know down in the comments below. Also, make sure to hit subscribe,